the Basic Education Minister is coming to have a conversation with us. She was very proud of this class, talking about how Intombi Usheni is extremely excited about what these learners have achieved. You were beaming with pride, Minister, and thank you so much for talking to us. I saw you were beaming, you were so excited about what this class has achieved.
Absolutely, Bongiwa. I think for me, firstly, a couple of things. It's seeing also the closing of the gap between quintile 1 to 3 schools and the quintiles 4 and 5. I think previously you would have seen that most of the top achievers would obviously come from quintile 4s and 5. And now we are seeing the system producing quality across the board. And we are seeing that almost 500,000 of our candidates who wrote this year were recipients of the child grant, which tells you which columns they're coming from. But yet, here they are and they sit there, part of the top achievers. They're doing amazing work. I'm also proud of the provinces. I mean, there was a time in South Africa where our provinces were faring so low. And so that's why it was important for me to not only just praise these MECs and HODs, but also to say thank you to my predecessors, because this is the building. To change an education system is not one that is done in 6 months, in the 7 months that I've been here. It's been years and years in the making. And so it was important for me to give tribute to the work that they've done and the foundation that they've laid.
You also spoke about the fact that, there is, of course, the pass rate that means so much to you. But, Minister, if you can, just bear with us for a second. I do want us to talk about that, but also speak even about the issue of absenteeism and the investigation as to how far it is with the leaks. But if you can just bear with us for a second, I do understand that we are, of course, going to just take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with the Basic Education Minister. You are still watching SABC News, coming to you live from Fairland as we are in conversation with the Basic Education Minister, a very proud Basic Education Minister, I might add, Siviwe Gwarube, who has, of course, just told us that the class of 2024 achieved an 87.3% pass rate. That is the highest the country has ever seen. But, Minister, we're talking about this pass rate, and of course, over years, you've seen a lot of people raise questions about the quality of the results, because they say that yes, a pass rate can be high, but what about the quality?
Absolutely, and that's why, Bongiwe, I spent quite a bit of time in my speech today talking about what are the markers of success. It's not just only a high percentage pass rate in matric. You also have to look at things like bachelor passes, and 2024 class actually has been excellent. Almost 50% of all candidates in this year obtained bachelor passes. That is a marker of success, regardless of how you look at it. That is an excellent result. Also, considering the fact that over 70% of our candidates will be eligible to go to an institution of higher learning, whether it be a university or a university of technology. And that, again, is an indicator of quality. But I must indicate that there are places where I am concerned. I am concerned about the uptake of maths and science. I remain concerned about the distinctions in that field, and also the uptake around accounting, because these are gateway subjects, and these are subjects that are desperately needed in the economy. We need our learners to be well versed there, and that's why I also spend a bit of time talking about what are we going to do to make sure that we are equipping our learners to have the kind of confidence needed to take up those subjects and excel in them. So it has to be a balanced approach. While we're incredibly proud, and of course I'm very, very proud of our learners, and this is the best performing class we've had in our democracy, but we have to keep striving for more, Bongiwe, because we can't keep saying, we have to ask ourselves, what are the markers of success? And even in the speech, I spoke about the throughput rate, the rate of learners who start in grade 1 and who finish in grade 12, we're sitting at 63%. No country can ever have 100% throughput rate, but we are comfortable with that figure because it's in line with other middle income countries. But these are all the indicators that we must look at when we're looking at a result. So it's not just about the pass mark, but it's also about where are the indicators that show us about the quality.
But are you able to track to see that, because I remember over time it's been a concern to say you cannot track them. You don't know if they're at a TVET college, you don't know if they've dropped out there at home, you don't know if they're working. Have you been able to track them?
So that's one of the things that I've committed to doing, and it has to be a collaborative effort between the DBE Minister and myself, the Minister of Higher Education, because we need to be able to have a sophisticated system that tracks a learner from grade R all the way either to grade 9 or to a TVET college, a community college, or to a place of work. We need to be able to account for each and every learner. At the moment, I'm not comfortable with the accuracy of the data that we have about where these learners have gone. Well, I'm comfortable about the throughput rate. I think it's good, and I think it's a step in the right direction, but we would be comforted more if we can tell you 20% of the learners have gone to a world of work, 50% of them have gone into further education and training. That's why I'm saying, while we are elated, we must strive to do more.
What's, in your view, is stopping the learners? Because when you listen to the technical report, you're seeing that some of the technical subjects they're not taking. And the DG speaks about the need for plumbers, the need for electricians, and says that it doesn't seem to be attracting them enough. Is there something that the department sees possibly as there are loopholes there and you need to tighten in order for them to look at some of these options?
Absolutely. I think we need to have greater investment in the world of technical subjects. I think there needs to be greater synergy between us and higher education so that we can find out what are we offering, what are they offering, how can these two things speak to one another. We definitely need artisans in this country because, of course, I don't know about you, but if you've ever locked yourself out of your house, you know how much it will set you back to get a locksmith to come and unlock you. And so really, these are the kind of subjects that we need to get our students and our learners taking up. But also, we have to have a mentality shift, Bongiwa. There is a perception in South Africa that the panacea is to go to a university and attain a university degree. And it's not to say that, those learners who go to universities are not doing the right thing. But not all learners can and should go to university. Our economy is a mixed economy. We need academics, but we also need people who are going to go into world of work and acquire those skills. So there's work that we need to do to change perceptions. There's work we need to do to invest in those institutions so they are attractive. You don't going to want to send your learner to an institution that looks like it's worse for wear. It has to be attractive. You have to partner these institutions with companies. For instance, partner them with VW, partner them with, either car manufacturing companies so that learners can see a trajectory from themselves to say, if I acquire these skills, I can go into a world of work. That's where we need to get to.
Minister, briefly, before I let you go, last question. Where are we? I know it's a couple of hours. Where are we with the investigation into the leaks?
Yeah, so it's been that investigation has now been transferred to the Hawks. The Hawks has indicated to us that the investigation is at an advanced stage. And of course, we're working with state security. The reason why this is important, and while this leak has not affected the integrity of the results, but it's important to send a message to people that if you prey on innocent young people and make them pay for your bogus website, claiming that you are the one who's releasing results that you're not meant to have access to, you will be arrested. It is a crime. And if there's somebody, even in our own system, who's opened the door for that, consequences must be followed.
All right, we'll wait for the update. Minister, thank you so much. And congratulations once again. Thank you so much. That is the Minister of Basic Education, Siviwe Gwarube.